My name is Saleemul Huq, and this is my end of 2022 year message and looking forward to 2023. I'll start with some of the highlights of 2022, starting with myself. I had the honor of being awarded the Queen's OBE by the Queen Elizabeth at the beginning of 2022, and I was given it, the investiture at Windsor Castle by Prince William, the Prince of Wales. And then at the end of the year, I was nominated to be one of the top 10 scientists by the British science magazine Nature, which is a great honor for me. So 2022 was one of honors for me, which I'm very grateful for. At the same time, 2022 at the global level was the year of COP27 held in Sharm el-Sheikh in Egypt. And that was a great success on one issue in particular that we have been fighting for many years, which is setting up a fund for paying the victims of addressing losses and damages from climate change, which are now a reality and happening all over the world. We fought for this for many years without success, but this year in COP27 in Sharm el-Sheikh, we succeeded. There's still a long way to go. We don't have any money, but we have an agreement to set up the fund, and we'll be working on that too in 2023, so that by the end of the year in COP28 in Dubai, we can actually set up the fund and have it up and running. That's the ambition. That's what we will be working on in my center, the International Center for Climate Change and Development. So looking forward at 2023, we are going to be focusing on three things. The first one being loss and damage, in particular, looking at what we call non-economic loss and damage, or what we prefer to call value-based loss and damage. Too often loss and damage gets confined to monetary metrics only, but that's not the only metric. There are human values involved in losses and damages, and we need to take those into account and recognize them as well. So we work on that. Thirdly, we are also working on locally led adaptation, which has been our main area of work for many years. And this year, Bangladesh has been declared the global hub on locally led adaptation by the Global Center on Adaptation. We look forward to working with them to ensure that Bangladesh's lessons are shared with the rest of the world, South-South with Asia and Africa, and South-North even with developed countries. We can share what we are learning with them as well. And the final area that we'll be focusing our attention is on displacement because of climate change, and the program that we have initiated together with many partners, including BRAC, is on developing climate resilient, migrant friendly towns around Bangladesh. We have identified over 20 such towns. We've already started with several of them to ensure that the potential migrants, who are now actual migrants as well, who are being displaced from the low-lying coastal zone of the country primarily, are able to go to these towns, settle there, and be looked after and supported, and not have to end up in the slums of Dhaka city, which is already the fastest growing megacity in the world, and will not be able to absorb the many millions of climate migrants that are projected to occur over the next coming years. So coming to 2023 globally, these are going to be the big issues. The world has already entered into the era of losses and damages from climate change. That's unfortunate. It's bad news. We are not prepared, but we must become better prepared, and we intend to help Bangladesh be one of the leaders in this field, and to help the rest of the world, particularly the least developed countries, to be able to also be leaders in becoming resilient to the impacts of climate change, and indeed becoming prosperous despite the impacts of climate change. And I wish everybody a very happy new year.